A very pleasant morning, dear students. Happy to meet you again, and I hope you all have done the work. Madam writes the best, the notes you have completed. Some of you have shown me, forwarded those pics, and many of you have not sent me the notes to Madam writes the best. After that, you need to go with the lesson. The Sacred Bananas, no. The custard, the tale of the custard, the dragon poem also must be written soon after Madam writes the verse. Then you can go through this lesson. I hope you started enjoying this lesson, the sermon at Banaras. The first sermon or the first preaching or teaching of his righteous word is started at Banaras. Okay, what is the other name of Gautama Buddha? Sakyamuni. What was his name? Sakyamuni. Not Satyamuni, it's a Sakyamuni. That's the other name by which he was called, Gautama Buddha. Finally, Kisa Gautami repaired to the Buddha and cried. What did she do? She went to Buddha and started crying. Crying means she started telling her problem to him. What was the problem of hers? She had got only one son who was passed away. Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my boy. She was not accepting the truth that the boy was no more, and she was just taken that fact as if the boy was suffering from some illness and she needs to get the medicine which can cure him. That's why she came directly to the Gautama Buddha or Sakyamuni, and she was requesting him to give medicine for her son so that he would be cured. Then what was he said? We will see. The Buddha answered, I want a handful of mustard. Okay, it's all done. But she went to every single home and knocked the doors of them, and she requested them to give some handful of mustard seed. But before Buddha sent this lady Kisa Gautami to every single home, he laid one condition. What is that? You have to get me the handful of mustard seeds where there is no death. Okay, it can be a child, or it can be a father, mother, sister, brother, whoever it is. No single home should experience the death. From such home, you have to get me the handful of mustard seeds. Finally, this poor Kisa Gautami came back to Buddha, and she was telling that poor Kisa Gautami now went from house to house, and the people pitied her and said, here is mustard seed, take it. But when she asked, did a son or a daughter or a father, everything is done. Kisa Gautami became very and hopeless and sat down at the wayside watching the lights of the city. And she sat at the wayside of the city, and she started looking at the lights which were flickering and extinguishing, and she considered the fate of men. Their lights flicker up and are extinguished again. So what is the life of men? Men will born and die, and in between their death and birth, there is the fact that they have to bear whatever the condition they go through. Okay, sometimes, however, they have to pull out their journey. Okay, and they have to lead their lives. Until they receive their death. It's quite common. Flickering of light and extinguishing of light is quite common in the life of men. How selfish am I in my grief? That is common to all. Yet in this valley of desolation, there is a path that leads him to immortality who has surrendered all selfishness. When we live, how long we live on this earth, we always work for our selfish ends, isn't it? There is nothing else we could see in the life of man. Man's life is like that. We live whenever we are there in flesh and blood on this earth. We always work for our selfish ends, and whenever we die, our heart and soul will go and reach the God's presence, and God will decide where this soul must be rested. whether it must be in heaven or hell. That could be decided by God. And what we have to do is, we have to go through, okay, the valley of desolation. Desolation is nothing but, sorrowful things or sorrowful event. So whenever the person will go through this, the valley of desolation, there is a path that leads into immortality. Finally, the soul will go and rest in peace in immortality. God is immortal, but man is mortal. Mortal in the sense they can live for some period of time, but God is forever. God lives forever. Okay, God has no death. Okay, He could live forever. And who has surrendered all selfishness? Once you receive your death, you will surrender your selfishness. Okay, there won't be no selfishness to our soul or heart. Our heart and soul are always pure. Even if we have committed some sins on this earth, ultimately we will be getting the fruit of it. Okay, the fruit can be bitter or sweet. Okay, unless you taste that fruit, you will not know. That means unless God will take you, your soul, to a heaven or hell, you will not know that what kind of life that you have led. Actually, every single man can know that how they live. Okay, here finally Kisa Gautami came to know that the ultimate truth. And she says like this: the Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. The man's life on this earth is brief, very short journey that we have it. Okay, when we live on this world, we will have a short journey, very brief journey. In this brief journey, we had to face the troubles, burdens, difficulties, the sorrows, sometimes happiness, all these things, and these are all combined with pain. Okay? So, how the day is consisting darkness and the brightness, the day and night, in the same way, the life of humans, the life of men is also consisting. It is the combination of both the sorrow and happiness. For that, there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. No born can avoid dying. Okay, whoever is taken birth on this land will definitely or surely will die. After reaching old age, there is death. Okay, some people luckily they can go through their old age time also. Some people will stop their journey in the middle age. Some people will stop their journey at their near age. Some people stop their journey at the beginning stage of their life. Some people stop their journey after a meanwhile, some years of time, maybe in the middle age or maybe the very early stages of their life. Okay, nobody knows when we get our death, just like how we born. Of such a nature of living beings. This is the nature of living beings. This is the fact regarding humans. As the ripe fruits early in danger of falling. What happens to the ripe fruits? All ripe fruits will fall at one moment of time. Okay? At one moment of time they have to fall on the ground. So mortals when born are always in danger of death. Whoever is taken their birth, means mortals, humans, will definitely die one day. Whoever is born will die one day. But when we receive our death, we don't know. That's in the hands of God. As all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken. See, the vessels of earth, the mud vessels are made by the potter. Potter makes by taking too much of care and attention. But one day that mud vessel has to be broken. Okay? It had to broke. So is the life of mortals. The sermon at Benares is started telling, teaching or preaching that how the mortality is moving on this earth. Okay, every single mortal, one day he had to die. Both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise. Death has no favorism. Okay, so when there is death, The death will always call both wise people and foolish people. Your wisdom or folly, it doesn't bother. Death doesn't bother about your wisdom or folly. Whether you are poor or a rich man, whether you are wise or you are fool. Okay, whether you are taken your birth in a royal family or in a poor family, death has no differences. It doesn't show any differences. Okay, it has no discrimination. Okay, everybody is same to the death. Okay, death is like that. All are subject to death. All these people are subject to death. One day would definitely come to mortals that they had to receive their death. Of those who overcome by death depart from life, a father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relations. See, when you get death, when the time of death has come, when you are on your deathbed, nobody can save. Your father, mother, brothers, sisters, cousins, none of them will save your life. Okay, when your fate leads you to death, when your fate leads to death, nobody will come and save your life. You have to struggle all by yourself. Okay, mark. Let's listen. While relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one mortals are carried off. Maybe on somebody's death, some people will come and cry. They fall on the dead body, they'll cry. After some time, they also will die. Okay? Their relations also will feel the deep sorrow towards them. They lament. What does it mean by lamentation? The deep expression of sorrow is nothing but lamentation. Okay? These are all the truth. Okay, whatever I say is the truth. The truth should be believed. The truth should be taken as truth. Okay? You cannot change and I cannot change. Birth and death is common to any mortal. Whoever is taken a birth, definitely that person will go to die one day. Okay, we cannot change. Certain things we cannot change in life, isn't it? Okay, even kinsmen, suppose if they cry on somebody's death, they also will receive their death one day or the other. One by one, mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. Suppose to take ox, after some days it is used in the field in order to plow it. If you want to plow the land, if you want to plow the field, if you want to plow the farm. Okay, what is the animal that we use? Ox. Ox or a bull is used for plowing. So when the ox or a bull, I am not talking about bull, I am talking about ox. So when ox is having no strength, it has got too old, it's about to die. Where it will be taken? It will be taken to the slaughterhouse. Do you know what does it mean by slaught? S-L-A-U-G-H-T. Slaught means kill. Slaughter in the sense, the shelter where these animals, especially the cattle, is killed. It is killed in order to sell out the meat of it. The ox is gone, or it could be sent to a slaughter home or the slaughterhouse, so where it could be killed. So the world is afflicted with the death and decay. What is affliction? Affliction is nothing but punishment, or that means the end result that we receive. Afflicted means caused pain. The world is afflicted with the death and decay. The pain is because of death and decay. The body, once it is buried in the ground, it would be decayed. But once the body is left, that means when the heart and soul is left your body, that body is just flesh and blood, that's all. It has nothing. Because the heart and soul will directly goes to God, no? Everybody, every single religion is believing that. Buddha never belonged to Hinduism. Buddhism is different. Buddhism teachings are different. Tripitaka is the book in which we can see Buddha's teachings, and Buddha's preachings in it. Okay, that is called Tripitaka. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. Suppose if you are a wise person, you never grieve on death. You receive death. You wear a big smile. Cheerfully you embrace death. Who could do that? The people, those who never get fear of death, those people have good wisdom. The people who have good wisdom, they never cry over death. They never get fear of death. They always embrace death. They always pray to God to give them the good death even. Some people will pray to God in order to get the blessings from Him. Not only blessings, sometimes we may get some evil, we may be filled with some evil, sometimes we will be caught by evil. We have to ask God for His power and strength to deliver us from the evil, isn't it? We should get delivered from the evil, isn't it? Some people, especially he's talking about the people with wisdom, they never care of grief, okay? They never care the death also, because they know the terms of the world. Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. Can we get peace of mind by weeping or grieving? Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. By crying, by lamenting, okay, by sobbing, can we get peace of mind? No. On the contrary, his pain will be the greater and his body will suffer. Suppose, in contrary, what happens? On the contrary, we will be getting so weak. Psychologically, we will become, nervous breakdown will come. We will have a nervous breakdown and our mind would be shattered and we never get peace of mind. Instead, we will be getting some disorders also, bodily disorders and psychological disorders. That's only because of lamenting and grieving on things. That's why we are not supposed to grieve, we are not supposed to cry. Let the things happen with us. We cannot stop the things from happening, isn't it? So let the things happen in your life so that you will be delivered. He who seeks, he will make himself sick and pay at the dead or not saved by his lamentation. The people, one who will die, he will not be saved from lamentation. That's why lamenting, crying, sobbing, it's not good. We are not supposed to grieve over the things, and the things are not going to be shaped again. Okay, they will come as it is, and we also have the same kind of suffering. Instead, on the contrary, will become so weak. And complaint and grief, he who has drawn out of the arrow has become composed will obtain peace of mind. He says that he who has drawn out of the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow and be blessed. When you overcome, when you try to overcome grief, when you try to overcome your sorrow, you will be considered as the most blessed personality. God will definitely bless you. Why? You try to overcome your grief. Some way or the other, we try to overcome grief. We try to overcome all our problems so that you will become alright. You will be finally blessed. This is the sermon he has given, Buddha has given, Sakyamuni has given to the people at Benares. He is talking about only two things. Forget about the sorrow, forget about the grief. Whatever will happen in our lives will happen, and ultimately you will be blessed because you try to overcome the grief, and death is common to everybody, like how we have taken birth from the womb of the mother. Okay, children, and please go through this lesson, and I request the students to read this one because old English terms are used like mark, kinsman, okay, and too many words, affliction, lamentation. Afflicted means suffering, getting pain, Okay, affliction is nothing but suffering. So all these words are desolation. What does it mean by desolation? Complete disappointment. There is no hope of getting better. So all these things you have to learn from the lesson so that you can be touched with the topic or the concept which we have learnt it from the lesson, the sermon at Benares. I think you enjoyed this lesson. This is the direct conversation between Kisa Gautami and Buddha. And Buddha, these are all the real life incidents that had happened in the life of Buddha were being given in the lesson. Okay, and you please read it and enjoy it and complete the lessons. Madam writes the verse and the poem, The Tale of Custard the Dragon, and also this lesson, the sermon at Benares. Very soon we will have assessment 1. So in few days that timetable also would reach you. Please go through all the lessons which are there in the syllabus of English. Okay children, take care and have a nice day. I think